Welcome back to the cast. I must admit, casting League right now, pretty terrible idea, all things considered. Spectate is buggy as hell. So, this replay, in all honesty, may not even make it to the end. Like, this may not even be uploaded at the end. Just because this could just glitch out and break. I've seen people go animationless. I've seen dead corpses just linger around and do nothing with an empty health bar. And I've seen spectate files just glitch and freeze in the middle of a replay. Spectating this patch, definitely not the most stable thing in the world. So, if this entire game plays off without a hitch, I would consider it a minor miracle. But we're gonna cast this game regardless, and if something starts breaking at the seams, we'll just stop. But until that happens, let's go ahead and get a cast in. It's been a while since we've done one of these. So we'll run through the lineups. It's gonna be Mordekaiser top with Ignite. Ugh. Going up against a Malphite. The jungle matchup is a Graves versus nobody because Lee Sin is currently finding the shopkeeper since he's blind. Mid lane is going to be mid Lilia going up against the LeBlanc. Bot lane is Ezreal Zyra against Aphelios and nobody because the Lux has also gone blind. That's what happens when you play with light a little bit too much. You blind yourself. So this is currently a 3v5 game, which is not promising for red team. But I've seen 3v5 victories. I played this game for 11 years. I've seen a 3v5 victory once. But it's happened before. There's precedence. So there's cause to believe. And unfortunately, Aphelios is not playing the game. He's walking back to the fountain. Because that is indeed the most valuable place to be spending your time. It seems like he doesn't even want to play the game. They're perhaps waiting for a remake? No, Lee Sin has bought items. Oh, and there's the Lux. Everyone's left the fountain now, and the Aphelios realized that, oh yeah, the fountain, not the best place to be spending my time. The minimap here tells an entire story, and bot lane from blue team, pings missing, wondering what is happening. Now Lux, in her haste to depart the fountain, has forgotten to buy items. However, she does have free biscuit deliveries, and not having a support item in the lane could be a bit rough. It's not even some big brain strat to rush your first item because you kind of need that support item to come online as fast as you can. So leaving your lane without one is definitely going to put a damper on things. Meanwhile, in the actual screen that's not the minimap, directed camera has just been showing us the top lane matchup, which frankly isn't nearly as interesting as the entire fiasco going on in the boss side. But this is also the only place in the map where action is currently happening. So the spectate system is just as confused as ever. Now bot lane. So how long will it take before Lux realizes she has got no item and the Aphelios starts to play the game? Well, she's eaten a cookie, so she must realize she's got no item because you must have looked at your inventory to eat that cookie, right? And there we go, Aphelios getting his first CS. Now, before we do anything else, I do wanna make the disclaimer that what Aphelios is doing is just not okay, right? Like, sure, the game's a 3v5 sometimes, but oh, he's so dead. The game's a 3v5 sometimes, but like, you can't just give up and not play. Like, what he's doing is very, very bad because you never know what your teammates could be going through. Maybe they're disconnected. Maybe their client's messed up. This is League. We have a very, very rickety client that could fall apart at the seams at any second. Gotta be understanding about that kind of stuff, you know? Oh, but Lee gonna flash over to secure his own red buff. Graves wants some blood though. Not gonna get it. But yeah, like, throwing a hissy fit and going back to your fountain just to look at your AFK teammates instead of farming or doing anything productive, it's not the best look, and now you're 20 CS down. And it's entirely out of your own sense of self-sabotage because, I don't know, perhaps you feel entitled that whatever's happening to you down there is horrible and you don't deserve it. But he's literally also passing up the chance to get some free solo lane EXP. But then instead he has to decide to like showboat back at this fountain. Definitely not something I condone, very unsportsmanlike. if I was going to report anybody, I would report the Aphelios, given the context that I know from the outsider's perspective. Because it seems like the Lux and Lee Sin are both trying, it's just an unfortunate disconnection at the start. But Aphelios, purely out of an act of self-sabotage, has put himself into, honestly, 20 ACS to 5. That's not recoverable. You have lost. It's a Sheen tier versus Boots. What matchup are you hoping to get out of it? That's not a winnable matchup. Now mid lane, Lilia is gonna get zoned out by the LeBlanc as is expected. LeBlanc looks like Lilia and just salivates over the constant free kills that she possesses. It's very hard for Lilia to get in and do damage when LeBlanc can safely do a bunch back. Now that being said, LeBlanc half health. However, Lilia spent the entirety of her mana bar to get her to half health. Not the most efficient MP to HP ratio. If we're talking about trades and exchanges. Now you're stuck, because Lilia really wants to push this wave out. But with so little mana, it's really hard. LeBlanc is going to walk up, do her a bit of favor, take some extra minion aggro, and accidentally helping Lilia win the trade. And there's the dead Lilia. Oh, but she is going to get one first, because LeBlanc overdives perhaps a little bit, and Lee Sin is going to come in and get the freest kill of all time. And you know what? He's back in the game. He's got one kill on the Graves. Killing the enemy jungler is a massive setback, especially if the jungler only got as far as an assist, not even a kill. Lilia gets first blood in there as well, which means she actually gets the EXP off the kill, whereas LeBlanc does not. Very good trades here for mid lane. They turned a bad situation into something good. Now Aphelios spamming emotes in lane like a total clown. Somebody that, given his earlier tantrum, I have very little charity for. And he is pretty much just dead here, except Ezreal forgets to auto-attack and goes for a cheeky W instead, which does no damage even if it does land. Lilia's gonna turn around here with the Lilting Lullaby. Not gonna hit the mark. That watch out is also not gonna hit it either. Not sure what she is trying to smash, maybe the air. Mission successful in that regard, and this Lux, currently stronger than the Aphelios, is going to be taken down real quick. Bot lane is just going nowhere fast for red team this game. Now, what's the matchup like up top? God awful. Now, Malphite is a terrible, terrible matchup with Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser can do whatever he wants to a Malphite, and there's hardly anything the Malphite can do to fight back. Mordekaiser can very easily get off his whole rotation without Malphite being able to effectively affect it, rather, in any way. His attack speed slow is not something Mordekaiser cares about. He only has to land one auto, and then his entire trade patterns, well, short trade pattern, not long trade pattern, it's virtually complete. He can also eat a shield for sustain. Malphite cannot. Lilia is going to get chained, double chained under the tower, but the tower shots going to make sure that LeBlanc can't follow up. Now red team is down blanket 3,000 gold. Lee Sin not gonna burn to death to any stray DOT. This is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Lilia needs to get out. She's gonna get dove. Oh, she's gonna get dove! What are you doing, Lilia? Well, 5 health, Lee Sin announces instead of backing at this moment in time. I don't know what Lilia was thinking. There's no way you actually win that. You cannot out-trade LeBlanc. She gets her burst off faster, just by virtue of having longer range. And you can't really disjoint skill shots in this game. Now Aphelios doing his best, I think, to catch up, although I'm not sure if he's deliberately missing CS or just really bad at it. Gray's gonna take this chance to yoink the dragon, and this is... I mean, this is one of those games where it does seem like it's over before it began. Not because there was 2 DCs, but because bot lane ADC kind of just decided to not play the game. And he's now fully suffering the consequences for it. Spam backpings coming down from top lane. I'm assuming those are from blue team, because there's a 3-man collapse coming down. But 3-man collapsing a Mordekaiser? Oh, that's not gonna work out. That's not gonna work out. Don't go in, Lilia. Do not go in for this. Mordekaiser could have killed you. Oh, but this Mordekaiser is not entirely adventurous. If Mordekaiser's turn and ulted Lilia, I don't think she walks out of that. Not necessarily alive. Like, I don't think she'll walk out of that unscathed. It will most definitely force her to back, which means she wastes even more time. And Mordekaiser is just now completely dominating this lane. Malphite has nowhere to go. Not even gonna bother trying to stall out the Death Realm. Whatever he can do is just a formality. Might as well die faster so you can respawn faster, right? But that's a very depressing line of thought. Lee Sin going to have to kick back the LeBlanc, but the burst damage is too great. He gets taken down by the Graves. Meanwhile, this massive wave built up here in bot lane. Is the Aphelios gonna farm it successfully? Now the answer is clearly no. Even though he can just flamethrower spray the wave and get it all, you have flamethrower, you should know how to use it, right? Never mind, farming is not his forte. He's not even gonna try. So this is one of those games where I think you just give up. There is no hope. But I think Lux is still trying, so you know, good on Lux for still trying. She's actually gonna take a kill back, good for her. Now she's gonna flash away from the protection of her tower. Oh, that's the wrong place to be. You do not want to flash away from your tower. That's the only place where you're safe. She's gonna turn around with the binding, but it's too little too late. Ezreal gets snared in the middle of nowhere. There are no additional threats for him. The cavalry is trying to get there, but they're gonna arrive far too late. He has Blink, he has Blast Cone. Oh, he's gonna opt to just recall in the brush. That's not the smartest way to do it. And now red team rather, they have a beat on him. Lee Sin's gonna flash over. This is a juicy shutdown if they can get it, and he does. 950 gold over to the pockets of the Lee Sin. I mean, 950 gold for a flash, perfectly fine. Commit that all day long. But Ezreal's gonna go back for Divine Sunderer. 11 minutes in, he has Divine Sunderer for silver tier play. That is monumental. Lee Sin's gonna come in, his first Q goes wide, takes a ton of burst from the LeBlanc, and here comes the Zyra follow-up. The poke from the plants is enough to take him down. Missing pings go all the way from bot to mid, although, what did he expect? Zyra was dead. Little King Lullaby does come out. There's the bonk, there's the deer kill. Lilia finally pulls off the combo correctly, but is she going to be able to make it out with her life? Yes, she will. Unless she goes back in for this wave. Oh, come on. Oh, Graves. He's too busy summoning Herald to care. Which means Lilia's life is spared. Her passive heal can sustain her by about, like, double-digit values. It's not gonna be enough to keep you alive. It should be in your best interest to get out. Although the more time she wastes of Zyra here, the better off she is. And there's the root. There might be the follow-up kill. Zyra already flubbed her Q earlier, so she has no additional damage. Lilia, hanging on by the skin of her teeth, it's just fine for now. Now what a disaster this game has turned out to be. So I have no doubt in my mind that at this stage, blue team is just gonna win this game. Right? They cannot possibly lose this game. There's no way. Now granted, this is a low quality game to cast. Not all, like I can say confidently in this game, not all 10 players are trying their best to win. So that produces a very lopsided result and not a very entertaining game. I mean, for God's sake, just look at this bot lane CS differential. That has to be like, he has to be intentionally throwing this. You cannot physically be that bad at farming. Like, sure, I get you missed the wave at level 1, but how do you go down 70 CS as a result? I know there was also a tantrum where he just like hugged his tower for no reason. But... oh, there's the turn coming down onto the Mordekaiser. He's level 11, but he's not healthy enough. Going to be taken down here. Lux cornered in all sides, going to blast herself over and deliver herself onto the Ezreal. And now Lilia, full retreat mode. Just throw the Graves to the, just throw the Aphelios to the wolves. She's not gonna do anything. Just run, just run! The collateral damage is gonna get the kill! True Shot Barrage adding insult to injury. Easy, says the LeBlanc. Technically not wrong, this game has been gifted to her in a handbasket. and still she's managing to perform the worst on her entire team, which means naturally she's the person with the biggest mouth. Blue team secures their second Drake of the game, and by secure I mean just takes it. This is no longer a game of League of Legends, this is just the charity drive. Everything is being given for free to the blue team, including that Lee Sin, who recently got 2 kills, which means that, well, 1 kill rather, which means that that was a 300 gold kill. Probably the highest value kill that they're gonna get off anyone in red team at this stage in the game. Mid tower is gonna fall as well. This does look like one of those 15 angles. Like I said, it does bum me out. I rarely can cast the game. Not only because of time issues, but recently Spectate has been on the fritz as well. So, you know, the one time where I do cast the game is a game like this, where it's a much lower quality game. All 10 players are not trying their best. Everybody on blue team is just going to be handed a free win because bot lane for red team just decided to no longer play this game. It's not the most fun experience for, I'm sure, 1, the players on red team, and 2, me as a spectator, because it's frustrating to watch a game stay like this. Aphelios is now just straight up AFK. That's just reportable. I mean, like, I don't know the context, obviously, but I can only assume, based on the fact that Lee Sin and Lux didn't connect into the game fast enough, Aphelios decided to throw a tantrum and AFK'd at this tower and also AFK'd at the fountain for a solid 3 or 4 minutes before deciding to actually even play the game. And by then it's too little too late. So now he goes AFK. Like, no matter what happens, he's the first person that gave up playing the game. That's reportable. That's bannable, even. But you know, we don't ban anybody. We're League of Legends. So now we just get to watch and laugh at the person who made a fool of himself. Now blue team is off to an 11,000 gold lead. This game is more or less over. Aphelios is in the game once again, just ceremoniously to avoid Lever Buster, but he cannot evade my eyes. Can't make this any more obvious if he's tried. He's a very bad actor, all things considered. I'm still uploading this game because, like I said, Spectate is glitching out so much, it's rare for me to be able to cast anything. Do I want to cast a game like this? Of course not. It's a waste of my time, it's a waste of the player's time. Oh no, Lee Sin! Oh no! Oh wait, he gets the kill anyway. Alright, always worthwhile, always worthwhile. I mean, like, I'm still uploading, yeah, because it's rare that I can. But man, oh man, this is the kind of stuff that I get. This is the hand I get dealt with. It must be frustrating too to play a game like this. And you know, this is something that you just surrender at 20 and get it over with, because more likely than not, you're currently being held hostage by a man-child. So just let sleeping wolves lie, I believe the statement is. Oh, that's going wide, so wide. Lux Binding also hits 2 members of the KFC family. Not going to find the mark on the LeBlanc. Despite red team's most valiant half-assed effort, they were not able to catch the enemy. And they make it out safe and sound. Now, this is where we start making bets. Who do you think red team will kill next? If they even kill anybody at all before the game ends. Killing nobody in this circumstance, I think is an acceptable guess as well. But who is the next person on blue team to die? Definitely not LeBlanc. Graves is here, which means your dreams of killing LeBlanc have officially gone into the dumps. Aphelios still wants to try. He is spearheading the charge, and he's gonna immediately back off upon realizing why that's a horrible idea. LeBlanc going a little bit too deep. Can the Lux get it? Oh no, the stopwatch is gonna keep her alive. Lux is gonna throw a laser. It only finds a clone. Graves is gonna shotgun her down. Now Aphelios next to go. He's gonna die first. Lux is still alive somehow. Meanwhile, top lane, the Malphite is gonna be killed off. Lilia gonna dance around with the Ezreal, but he's a little bit too fat. There's the double kill. LeBlanc is the next blue team member to die, which makes sense. She was the person who typed easy, and therefore that means that she's the worst player on her team. So really, it was to be expected. But now we make the next bet. Do you think red team will hit double-digit kills? As in, do they just kill one more person? Sick children make... Oh, I can't say that out loud, Aphelios. Red team's gonna lose turrets, they're gonna lose drakes, and blue team is currently just trouncing over their corpse. You know how sometimes when the team starts wildly throwing, you think, oh, maybe we have a chance to come back? But this game, it's... Red team is so dysfunctional. Everybody on blue team can leave the game except like any two people, maybe not LeBlanc, and they can still win this game. Oh my god, that surrender will fail 2-1? Wow, people really don't want to give up. Although maybe they should. Like, what even is your plan of winning this game? I can understand the one. The one is someone holding this game hostage. Why do two people not vote? What is the rationale for abstaining from this vote? Aphelios gonna pump down the I think that was Chakram. I thought that was Flamethrower for a sec and still believed it because he does so little damage. This entire teamfight is just a wash. And LeBlanc dies again! I mean, Ezreal also goes down, but LeBlanc dying is the less surprising part, but it's also the part that I am more compelled to announce because I don't like the LeBlanc player at all. This game is... This is one of those end of season games where nobody cares anymore. More people in this game actually do care. They're trying really hard to make it to gold. But I mean, let me tell you something. I want to look up this LeBlanc, and I'm gonna guarantee you that 1, she's not in gold, and 2, she's not gonna make it to gold. I'm willing to bet you. There's nothing at the stakes because I don't actually have anything to put up as the stakes. But you know what? So little's happening in this game. I'm just gonna OPGG the LeBlanc right now. If she's gold, I'll be shocked. Silver 4. What'd I say? What'd I say? Silver 4 LeBlanc. Who knows? Maybe she's trying really hard to hit Silver 3 this season. And honestly, with only a week left in the season, and with a playstyle like hers, and with an attitude like hers, Silver 3, I believe, may just be out of reach for her. But you know, for most mannered players that are willingly trying their best, I do wish them the best of luck. There's a week left in the push to the end of Season 11, so I hope that people do perform their best, get their last few games in, and go end Season 11 with a bang. Speaking of ending it with a bang, there goes the inhibitor, and there goes the towers, and there goes the rest of Red Team. Still trying to play this game, I see. There's not much else to do. This is the slowest Nexus Tower kill of all time, but Red Team is literally acting. They're trying to act like they're defending, but this is the most haphazard defense I've ever seen put together. Malphite's going to be dragged in and killed off first. And with the tank and engage gone, the rest of Red Team just lambs to the slaughter. And they're being killed just as easily as a flock of lambs right now. GG is called by the Lee Sin. Aphelios gonna run for the hills. And unfortunately, this was a game of League of Legends. Good luck on your end of season climb.